Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to show you how to make your own pressing pillows. I have made this video before, but somehow I deleted it, so I'm going to run through this really quick again. For those who are not familiar with the pressing pads, I purchased this set of pressing pads on Amazon for about $58, and you can make them much more inexpensive than $50, believe me. I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. But if you're not familiar with a pressing pad, what you do with a pressing pad is it's just a piece of foam covered in Teflon. And what you would use that for is if you were pressing something like a tote bag and you were to take your easy press and press it right down like this, it would sit up on top of the seams of where the handle is, or if you were doing a onesie, it would sit on top of the seams where the neckline is on the onesie or a small t-shirt. Anytime it sets up on the seams, it's not making direct contact with all of the garment or the object that you're pressing on. So the idea behind a pressing pad is to put it inside so that now the surface that you're pressing on is raised up above any seams that you may have. Now you wouldn't have that one underneath. So now this surface right here is higher than this surface, so that when I put my press on, it's going to make full contact with the area that I'm pressing. So it's very important, especially with a onesie, to put something inside. Now you can use something as simple as a hand towel, fold it up, as long as you make sure the part that it's pressing on is flat, there aren't any seams from the towel. But that's where the pressing pads come in handy and make it just easy, because you can just take it out, put it on top, or put it inside, and that easy, you've got a nice flat surface for your easy press or your heat press to press on. So that's what the pressing pads are made for. Now the size of the pressing pads is totally up to you. These two that I bought on Amazon came as a set. I didn't pre-pick them, and I bought these when I had a heat press before I had my easy press. So I really don't need this big. I do like this size, and this one is a 5x5 square. I have a couple other favorites. I like this one, which is 6 by basically 12. And I have a couple others that I use. This one is 7 by 5. And this one's 8 by 6.5. Remember, the surface of your easy press is 9 by 9. So anything bigger than that you don't really need. I can honestly say I never use that big one anymore since I use the easy press. But what I recommend is take in consideration what you usually make. If you're a person who usually makes t-shirts, then you're probably going to want a 10 by 10. If you're making kid t-shirts, you're probably going to want like an 8 by 8 or something along this size. And then just put the foam away and your Teflon sheets away, because you can make them as you need them. That's what I do. I have several that are custom sizes. This is one I made for when I was doing Christmas stockings. I just needed something to put under the cuff of the stocking. And so I had the stuff on hand. I just whipped it together really quickly. So I don't recommend just randomly making a bunch of sizes. Kind of see what you're pressing, what you need, and make it as you need it, and then you won't waste it. I will have all the products used to make the pressing pillows. I made all of these. I'll have all the products used linked in the video description below. You can get a pack of 5 Teflon sheets for around $10. You can get the foam that I used for at Joann Fabrics, and you buy it by the yard, so you can buy as little or as much as you want. And other than that, let's jump right into it. These are super simple to put together really fast. Video, and we're just going to jump right into it. To start, you need a piece of 1/2 inch foam. I got this at Joann's. You can buy it by the yard. I had a whole yard, and I just cut down a piece that I need. And secondly, you need some Teflon sheets. Now you can also use ironing board cover material, which you can also pick up at Joann's. I prefer to use the Teflon sheets. but the ironing board material will work just fine, and I have even just used foam without any cover on it, though I do recommend that you do have a cover on it. And then you need a sewing machine, or you could hand stitch it if you wanted, but I prefer to use the sewing machine. Okay, so you're going to take your piece of Teflon and you're going to put your foam inside and cut around, leaving yourself a good inch, inch and a half all the way around at least. I have a little bit more on the edge and that's fine. So I'm going to remove my foam while it's still folded in half. I'm going to zigzag stitch right down one edge. And I'm going to go forward and backward at the beginning. And the end. Okay, so now we're just going to stick our foam in there and push it down against that edge. We're going to set this under our machine and go down the opposite side as close to that foam as you can. And again, I'm just going to zigzag. Super simple. Okay, so now we have a little pocket with the foam in the middle. So now we're just going to go down this third side. Now, before I do this last side, I'm going to trim up the excess. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, this is just a pressing pillow, a surface that's used to raise your garment up above the seams or your purse or your tote bag, above any seams that would keep the press from making full contact. So now we're going to sew across this top edge. And trim. And there is your pressing pillow. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. As always, thanks for being here, and until next time, see you soon. Bye-bye.